And again, we're going to be going over the AFC West, and I'm going to go over the team I feel is our biggest threat. And no, it's not the Chargers. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. And not just with history, they've won the division 8 times in a row. Not just that, but I'm going to go over other reasons why I think they're going to be our biggest stumbling block in this division. Now, I went over these key moves my last live stream. If you've caught that, like I said, links are in the description. The only difference here is the Honey Badger did sign with the Saints. He was a free agent at the time. He did sign with the Saints, but it doesn't really affect the Chiefs. He was gone either way, and they signed Justin Reed to basically replace him. Of course, Tyreek Hill was traded, and they got MVS to basically be his low-rent replacement. They also added Juju Smith-Schuster. Honestly, not real impressed with him, especially at this point in his career. Now, let's go over the draft. What I've done is, these are all the draft picks. It's going to be the same format. Here are the picks, the schools, and all of that. Now, the ones in green, they have been signed by the team. They're already under contract. These other ones have not been signed. And then the ones I feel are going to be day one starters, I put in bold. And that's right now, especially in 2022, we need to focus more on that as far as reviewing. Of course, you always have to have backups, injuries, what have you. But right now, we're just taking a snapshot of what I think is going to be happening right now as far as day one as we start the regular season. And I added the updated salary cap. They are at $12 million for their top 51. Of course, 53-man roster. I think they're just fine. They could actually go out and get a few more free agents if they would like. These two guys I really want to focus on. Trent Mcduffie, kind of a do-it-all type of corner. He can play man or zone. His knock, he's 5'11", a little bit smaller. I guess his reach is a little short. That was his knock, and yeah, maybe not. I think he could still thrive and survive in this league. And then this guy right here, George Karlafskas. This is one of the main reasons why I still feel the Kansas City Chiefs are our major threat in this division. I'm going to get to that once we get to our matchups. Let's go over first our defensive side, their offensive side. Now, pre-draft, I had our two keys to the defensive side would be Max Crosby. He's going to have to, he didn't do so well against Andrew Wiley, a former teammate in college. He has to step up his game here. I know he can do it. And then Travis Kelsey is kind of a no-brainer, especially with Tyreek Hill gone. He's obviously their de facto guy. And not only that, Travis Kelsey, even with Tyreek Hill there, he eclipsed the 100-yard mark in 4 of the last 6 games against us. We got to shut him down. Those are our two before the draft. Now, post-draft, to me, it doesn't really change because the Chiefs draft wasn't really based around their offense. They had to focus on the defense, and deservedly so. Could have went a little bit more on the offensive line, but I could see that. So let's get right to our offensive side, their defensive side. Now, before the draft, I had, as far as this interior line with James and Good, this was my projection 6 weeks ago. And then Josh Jacobs. Now, post-draft, it's going to change a little bit. And here's why. They're going to move Jones inside now, and honestly, I think he's a better fit at defensive tackle than end. He actually plays better there. And now they've got Karlafskas here, and this is going to be the problem here. I feel of any of our division rivals, this is going to be the toughest front four we have. So, of course, I had to change my keys accordingly. Of course, the first one's going to be the right side of the line, Good and Leatherwood. This is who I project will be there week one. Now, Good, they're talking about maybe moving him to the left and putting Illuminor on right guard. That could happen as well. But right now, we have to secure this. And then, of course, I'm going to say it over here. I have Dylan Parham here starting at center. Andre James fans probably going to be upset about that, but I think that's what's going to happen. But we're going to have to secure this side. This guy's a beast. I mean, Clark's got 15 sacks last year. Jones had 9. And like I said, I think he's better off inside. And now they have 2 threats on the outside and 1 on the inside. That's going to be the priority for us. I hope this offensive line is set. We didn't anybody big or even really that small on the free agency on the offensive line. We used our first pick, but that was in the 3rd round. So we didn't have a whole lot of draft capital to work with on this as well. So this is huge for us on the offensive side.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.